run through the two lineups. Sheffield Eagles, they line up with Matty Marsh in at fullback, Joe Brown and Billy Walkley on the wings. In the centres, Kieran Gill and Josh Hodgson. Kai Morgan and Jordan Lilly are the half-backs. Starting props, Massi Matongo and Martin Riley. Harry Bowes is the hooker. Back rowers, Connor Bauer and Joel Farrell on his 250th career game, so congratulations to him. And Jack Bussey, the experienced Jack Bussey, in at loose forward. On the interchange bench, the Cumbrian Connor Fitzsimmons, Corey Johnson, the former Castleford Tiger George Griffin and Lewis Peachy. The 18th man, which is the only change for Craig Lingard this afternoon, is Ryan Miller. For Whitehaven, they line up with Cole Walker-Taylor in at fullback, Dave Eccleston and Mitchell Todd on the wings. Captain Jordan Burns alongside Ethan Bickerdike in the centres. It's a half-back partnership with Joe Lowe and Kieran Walker. Starting props, Jake Pearce and Brett Bailey. Ellison Allgate in at hooker. Second rowers, Ben Pearce and Ellis Nixon. Jack Kellett in at loose forward. On the interchange bench, Mark Shackley, Brad Brennan, Lewis Brown and Josh Blinkhorn. The 18th man, if needed, for Haven this afternoon is the half-back, Jack Newbegin.
Strike first and strike early, but if they can't, then maybe nerves will set in.
We are underway. The whistle from Tara Jones. It's the Eagles to kick off, and Joe Lowe will collect it from the kick-off and then be brought forward by Jake Pearce. In for his first appearance of the campaign is Jake Pearce. Lowe's in there at dummy half initially, then now finds the winger Dave Eccleston, who'll look to fetch Whitehaven forward. Brought down, 25 metres away from his own line there is Dave Eccleston. Holgate in at dummy half, now finds Jack Kellett. Kellett goes out the back to Walker, he'll find Ellis Nixon. Nixon finds his front, but stopped by the Eagles. Holgate looks to go himself from dummy half before finding Jack Kellett. Kellett taken down. 2 metres short of his own 40. Holgate will go right from dummy half now into the hands of Brett Bailey, and Bailey will keep his legs pumping and keep his legs pumping and keep his legs pumping. Will the former Widnes Viking taken down, put down on his back just over the halfway line. It is now the 5 and last. A slow play the ball, but it comes right to Walker. Walker will put the kick in over the top and it will bounce into the hands of Joe Brown, and he'll fetch it forward, and they're going to wrap up the Eagles winger 28 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, good first set. Penultimate carry from Bailey was really good to get him over halfway, and they've ended the set in decent circumstances. And just as we were saying about not giving cheap penalties away, a tackle off the ball, and Eagles will be kicking more than likely into the Whitehaven half here.
Yeah, not what you can afford to do against any side, never mind with the prowess of the Eagles they've got, and especially with the kicking range of Jordan Lilly. You'll easily make nearly 20 plus metres on that one from Jordan Lilly. So it'll be Josh Hodgson to take the tap on the far side, now finding the Eagles captain Joel Farrell celebrating his 250th game this afternoon. He'll be wanting to do that with a victory, will Joel Farrell. Ball comes right then into the hands of Morgan, who'll now find Massi Matongo. Bailey and Kellett involved in that tackle, but trying to slow it down to Whitehaven and trying to get Matongo onto his back. They did so. Ball's in there at dummy half, goes right now down to Bussey, and Morgan now in the hands of Matty Marsh, and Marsh is trying to step back inside, and he does the former York Knight fullback, but he's now taken down. Eagles within 10 metres, looking to go down the short left hand side with Joel Farrell. Trying to spin out there is Joel Farrell. He's got that ball down. Judged to have been held up. There must have been a Whitehaven man just get underneath him. It looks to be Ellison Holgate from here in our position, but the Eagles knocking on the door in the early stages, Dan.
Yeah, you just never know when Joel Farrell's tackled, to be honest. He just seems to be able to get out of the most impossible of situations.
Martin Riley, former Batley and winless man, before joining the Eagles mid-season in 2024. It is now the 5 and last. Ball comes right from Lilly. Lilly puts a kick in behind, going to have to be dealt with. Cole Walker-Taylor knocks it dead, and it's a goal line dropout forced by the Eagles. That combination that's been so successful for the Bulls in previous years, Dan, in Lilly and Gill. We've seen it last weekend, trying to work again there.
Yeah, definitely so, and this is just what's great about Jordan Lilly, of being able to just build pressure on the opposition's defence. They're going to get another good set here at Sheffield and see what they can do with the ball in hand again. Yeah,
I don't know what Craig Lingard's like as a coach, if he's a sweary or a shouty coach, but we might just have to watch what we're saying this afternoon. That's a fantastic tackle on Massi Matongo. He's right behind us, so we might just have to watch what we're saying. And if there is any foul language, we'll apologise in advance. But now the Eagles fetch the ball forward. Martin Riley, foot down, 30 metres out. This is the second tackle, centre field. Bowles in there at dummy half. Here we'll go left and find Morgan, then find Farrell. Farrell calls for a potentially high shot on the Eagles captain, but he still isn't tackled. Eventually just brought down by the scruff of his shirt by Jack Kellett. Comes right then into the hands of Riley. He'll just pop it up to Jack Bussey.
got a lot of ball players in the pack of Eagles, so Whitehaven will have to watch out for that, especially the offloads as well.
Ball come right into the hands of Lilly, back inside then to Martin Riley, in line with the right hand side put within 10 metres now are the Eagles. Still a couple of tackles left in the bank, is there? Yep, said Tara Jones. Going to go left into the hands of Lilly, then out the back to Morgan. Morgan will then find Farrell. The overlap was only there if Farrell got the ball away, but he couldn't. And Farrell taken down 2 metres out, still waiting for the 5 and last call, but Jordan Lilly, ball in hand now, finds Martin Riley. Hasn't got too many options there, does Riley. Tries to hand off Kieran Walker, but he holds on alongside Ellis Nixon. Ethan Bickerdike involved there as well. And that is now the 5 and last signal by referee Tara Jones. Comes right into the hands then of Connor Bauer. Got through a lot of work last week, did Connor Bauer, and he's held up over the line. It will be a turnover ball on this occasion. Great defence there from Haven, but Eagles continue to knock on the door. 4.5 gone here in Sheffield.
Yeah, interesting that they didn't go for the kick again, but it's not a bad place to end your set. Whitehaven definitely need to complete this one and clear the lines as such.
Mitchell Todd, the man to brave enough to put his hand up to take the first ball, is the former Lauker and England Community Lions player. Holgate in there at dummy half now finds Ethan Bickerdike, and he'll get to 20 metres away from his own line. Plays the ball now into the hands of Jake Pearce. Looks to shake the dummy, does Jake Pearce, but wasn't fooling anyone with that. Taken down 28 metres away. More central position for Haven now. Holgate then looks to go right once more. Kellett, who then got the ball away to Brett Bailey and continues to keep his legs pumping once more. Does Brett Bailey, trying to impress on his first start in Haven colours. Into the hands now with Kellett. Out the back to Walker. Walker then finds Cole Walker-Taylor. Steps up inside, and it's Jordan Lilly and Martin Riley that complete the tackle. It is the 5 and last, looking to come down this short side with Kieran Walker. Walker's having to step back inside, gets the kick away. Pressure being put on him by Jordan Lilly, so it's still a good kick in the circumstances. Matty Marsh is now the man to fetch it forward. Initially a little bit laboured before trying to find a gap, and he's nearly through there. He's the Eagles fullback. Morgan goes left, and it's going down that left hand side with Billy Walkley, and Walkley is going to be taken down. 3 Eagles, Haven defenders in there. Last men off were Burns and Dave Eccleston. Joel Farrell. The Eagles still trying to keep on this front foot, the momentum they're getting in the early stages against the Haven defence.
Yeah, a couple of quick playable balls there, but yeah, they've managed to slow Farrell down there.
We're right on line with that one. Let's just say a line ball at best.
Yes.
Martin Riley is going to be the man that's taken down. They're over the halfway now. Are the Eagles come right into the hands of Bussey. Bussey takes it to the line, and then it's Jordan Lilly then finds Connor Bauer. Going to come back for that one. Now Haven will say, well, the one against Kieran Walker went unpunished last week, but it didn't go unpunished because there was some penalty points added, but for Connor Bauer. But retribution isn't often something you can get away with in rugby league, and Tara Jones is going to call Ellis and Holgate out.
I don't think it's anything more. It's just.
Well, I'd hope not, but we all know what the rules can be like in the early stages of the season. Yeah, I think she's just having a word. He's Tara Jones, we've got to say now, I suppose, Tara Jones MBE. Yes, congratulations to Tara, who was named in the New Year's honour list for her contribution to rugby league and women's rugby league as well. The former St Helens in England international now turned full-time match official. And Jordan Lee puts the ball into touch 15 metres away from the Haven line. Continue to knock on the door. Gill finds Lilly. Now finds Morgan. They're going for it from player one, but before Joel Farrell will fetch that ball up and try to get rid of one defender there, did Joel Farrell, and it's a mixture of mesh of bodies in there, but he eventually gets up and plays the ball. Now does Joel Farrell. So continue to come right now in the hands of Lilly. Double pump before finding Matty Marsh. It's then the Haven defender that was taken out. Kieran Walker was the man that was taken out, but nothing given from Tara Jones. Ball comes left now, back into the hands of Morgan. He'll find Matongo. Matongo just sticks his head down and runs it forward. Walker involved in that tackle alongside Brett Bailey, just to the right of the post, and comes in the hands of Connor Bauer. Bauer is going to be taken down once more, getting through a lot of work like he did last week at the recreation ground. Ball goes left, finds Matongo.
Got to go all the way now.
5 and last, balls in at dummy half, goes left, finds Matty Marsh, and they'll find Jordan Lilly. Then they're playing it, Morgan's going to try and get through. It's the former Salford man. Great defence from Whitehaven. They forced the error because Morgan ended up dropping the ball, but you felt that kick was destined to go in behind, but elected to go instead, Dan.
Yeah, they had the chance, a couple of tackles earlier as well. I think Marsh released the ball to Gill just a tad too early, and Whitehaven were able to regroup. But again, full credit to Whitehaven, really defending the line stoically at the minute.
Eccleston is the man to fetch the ball forward, short of his own 10 is Eccleston as he'll play this ball, goes right into the hands of the fullback Cole Walker-Taylor, trying to really cement his place in at fullback after a difficult first season at Workington. In and out of the team last season was Cole Walker-Taylor. Mitchell Todd, who's come from the opposite wing to try and take his side forward here. Jack Kellett, he'd looked to go out and then maybe realised, well, Mitchell Todd's just took the ball in, so he's not going to be on that edge, so he was taken down. Into the hands now of Walker. Walker's looking to go for the early kick. He won't get the 40-20. It'll take a wicked bounce. It'll bounce away from Matty Marsh. Continue to bounce away from Matty Marsh. Calm is Matty Marsh because he didn't have too many Haven defenders anywhere near him. But the kick ended up being a better one than it initially looked. And the Eagles man will fetch it forward to just short of his own 30. And it's now Joe Brown in off the wing to try and take his side forward. In at centre field, 38 metres away from his own line, 12 short of halfway. Then going to come right into the hands of Connor Bauer. And Bauer will find his front, but there's 3 Haven defenders in around him, so they'll try and slow the ball down enough. Bowles will now find Martin Riley. Will take the Eagles over halfway. Elects to keep hold. Did have the arm free for an offload. Did the former Batley man. Bowles will look to scoot from dummy half, but then gets a pass away. A couple of hands before finding Farrell. He gets the offload away into the hands of Morgan. Bussy back to Morgan, then comes right into the hands of Lilly. This is where the dangerous are, the Eagles. Gill trying to get down that right hand side. It's come down, then gone over the touchline. It has come off the foot of Mitchell Todd. Has it been deliberately played, or will it be Haven's ball? Just waiting for the signal from... I think they're going to say it's been deliberately played at. That would be a harsh call. No, I did say, I think, just with the look of Kai Morgan, Morgan pointed, as I said, we wanted the middle. That's what I suspected, but it has just a turnover ball. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0 done. Yeah,
definitely so. I mean, again, Haven defending well, but you saw how far the Eagles got there in a couple of tackles, so they need like a relieving penalty here to get some good ball position here as well, Whitehaven, because they are defending quite a lot and struggling to slow Eagles down on most tackles. A good offload there.
Jordan Burns found the offload, found Cole Walker-Taylor. He's then going to be taken down. He's the fullback. 25 metres away from their own line here. Haven, Holgate in the middle, looking to try and take his side forward. Just over the 30 metre line for the hooker. Walker-Taylor in there at dummy half, couple of pairs of hands before finding Jack Keller. Kellett's nearly through the line there. Brett Bailey was in support. He could have got his arm free. Could the loose forward. Joe Lowe once again dives in at dummy half, comes down this short side with Kieran Walker. Will then find Ellis Nixon, and the best yardage Haven have made probably in this game so far. Walker-Taylor on the 5 and last in at dummy half will look to kick himself from dummy half, put some pressure on Matty Marsh. Marsh has slipped, going for that ball, trying to find the try line to ensure it went for the top 20. He slipped, brought the ball forward 11 metres out as he plays the ball.
Yeah, did very well to keep hold of it, to be fair, because he was thinking of trying to get that 7 tackle set, but just couldn't quite get his foot in, planted in touch. But yeah, good set from Whitehaven. They got to the Eagles 40 metre line before the kick, and the kick was decent as well from Walker-Taylor.
We'll play this ball, Will Josh Hodson. 32 metres out, in at centre field. Brett Bailey trying to put the shot on Martin Riley. He escapes from the clutches, does Riley, before being brought down. Jack Kellett tripped as he tried to take his position back in the defensive line. Bowser scooted from dummy half. Good tackle in there. Is it from Joe Lowe? Yes, it is. It's a 5 and last, short of halfway. Jordan Burns trying to put the pressure on, but the ball went from Morgan to Liddy, who's now put the kick in. Walker-Taylor, it'll bounce and it'll cross the line. We're now fetching the ball forward, and Jordan Liddy puts the shot on and brings the Haven full-back down 10 metres out into the hands now of Mitchell Todd. Into the 13th minute here at the Steel City Stadium. BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. It's still Sheffield 0, Haven 0. Walker lying in wait at dummy half. Coming down this left-hand side once more. The favourite of this side quite often have Haven in the early stages. Not too many metres there from Ethan Bickerdike as he was brought down. Coming down the short side again, Ellis Nixon, Jordan Lilly. They're seeing something in Lilly, I think, but they're not quite able to get it in there at this moment in time. It into the hands now of Walker. Out the back then to Holgate. Holgate's end found it, and it's now Jordan Burns on that right hand side before finding Dave Eggleston, and Eggleston's broke down that right hand side. Just an angle tap at the final minute, and it's the Eagles defender on that side. We're coming back for the penalty. It seems like there's a Haven man down in back play. It's Joe Lowe. we've got a stoppage. And we'll just have to wait and see on this one. Stop the clock as Tara Jones. I was following the ball down, so I don't know if you saw anything as well.
No, didn't. No, but it was fast hands to the right hand side, and they did get away. The first real foray down that wing as well, and they've found some success. It seems like Billy Walkley, who made the ankle tap on Dave Eccleston, is down as well.
I was going to say he seems to be struggling on that far side as well. There's Billy Walkley. Of course, these 4G services. A lot of the players I've spoken to from the Whitehaven contingent have said you can get different kinds of 4G services, and this is one of the harder ones. There's not really a lot of cushion underneath it, so it doesn't look good for Billy Walkley. Joe Lowe, he's okay to continue, and it'll be Cole Walker-Taylor who looks to put the ball into touch. And is it a potential dislocation or something maybe there for Billy Walkley, or is it just maybe a stinger?
Yeah, maybe.
But he
maybe pop back in.
And I tell you what, that's a fantastic kick from Cole Walker-Taylor. Got to about where Dave Eccleston was, and they've come back 30 metres. They'll take that, Will Whitehaven. Burns takes a tap, couple of pairs of hands before finding Jake Pearson. Now Brett Bailey. First real opportunity Haven have had in good ball to try and get on the front foot. Holgate goes from dummy half, makes 12, 13 metres before being taken down as the former Waff Brown man.
Good chance.
Comes left into the hands now of Walker, finds Ellis Nixon. Nixon then met by
Lilly again.
3 defenders led by Jordan Lilly. Cole Walker-Taylor in there at dummy half, comes right then into the hands of Walker, pops it up to Jack Keller, and there's Jordan Lilly again. There's going to be the chance of Jordan Lilly's Superman, I'm sure, starting around the Seal City Stadium soon. Into the hands now of Walker, finds Ben Pearce on his first start after making his professional debut last week. The former Hensingham Junior. It is the 5 and last, within 10, comes into the hands of Keller. Keller then finds Jake Pearce. It's not the worst place to turn the ball over, and while Anthony Murray maybe they wanted the ball out the back or the kick over the top, either way, turning the ball over and keeping the Eagles side will now keeping them pinned in their own defensive area will be the shout from Anthony Murray, no doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, and with ball in hand again, Keller up for it, everything going through him, and he's causing some issues for Sheffield, whether he's going to pass the ball or whether he's going to have a scoot himself and try and get through the line.
Caden Gill is the man taken down for now, the second tackle, just 11 metres away from their own line. Morgan will go left into the hands, and he's at Matty Marsh, and he's being pushed back a metre or two there as well, so the third tackle, Eagles still behind their own 20. It was Josh Hodson, my apologies. Jack Bussey now looking to do the hard yards. Loose forward up against loose forward as Kellett's involved in that tackle.
It's got to be penalty.
Knock on.
Sorry, yeah.
Jack Kellett happy with that. And Whitehaven going to celebrate every little success out there.
Without a doubt, I think it could be a Bussey kind of milking it a little bit, trying to win, old woman Tara Jones rather than old man.
He's built a career on it, let's be honest, as Jack Bussey. He's built a career on it at Featherstone, London, Toronto.
First to admit it, but a brilliant opportunity for Whitehaven.
So they'll start 30 metres out centre field on the scrum. Ball goes right into the hands of Joe Lowe before going out the back to Cole Walker-Taylor. He'll look to step back inside. Cole Walker-Taylor is running to players I wouldn't run into.
I'll be hard out.
Yeah, but 21 metres out. Ball comes left then into the hands of Joe Lowe, and goes nearly through the gap there. Is the half back.
Caught my tongue there.
Ball comes left now into the hands of Keller, out the back then to Walker. Now finds Cole Walker-Taylor. Even bigger tackle, find Mitchell Todd. Todd's getting brought down mere inches away from the line. Haven knocking on the door for their first real opportunity this afternoon. Cole Walker-Taylor looking to go himself from dummy half, and the fullback's going to be dragged over. He probably won't mind that, will Cole Walker-Taylor. He'll probably want a little bit of space to work in, will Whitehaven, rather than being so close to the Eagles' defensive line.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, it's Whitehaven really causing the Eagles some issues. They've not, especially Joe Lowe there with the little step that caught Maxi Mutongo off guard, but he just managed to get himself around.
Kieran Walker will now find Jack Keller out the back once again to Joe Lowe, find Jordan Burns. Burns is then running to Josh Hodson and Kai Morgan out there. It's the 5 and last, 10 metres out. Looking to go down that short side with Joe Lowe. Lowe's looking to get the kick in behind, and the Whitehaven man will dive on it, and it's going to have been judged to be knocked on. Is it?
Yeah, knock
It's
on.
Ben Pearce who would have been in for his first professional try on the right-hand side, and it's maybe bounced off him because it was a deflection. It bounced up and then got into the hands of Ben Pearce. Might have been real to knock on in the build-up of that. Haven, the first ones to be over the try line. However, 16.5 gone. It still remains 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, big chance there, and almost came off as well. Little dink on the last tackle, and yeah, a bit of pinball wizardry there, but not quite coming off for Whitehaven at that point. But again, knocking on the door, completing the sets, making sure they're not turning the ball over cheaply, and especially in good field position.
The Eagles man will scoot out to dummy half, and then more brought down just short of the 40-metre line. Kai Morgan will dive in at dummy half. Comes back towards the middle now with Martin Riley. Riley offers it up, spins out to the tackle, and takes the line on, does Riley, and brought down a metre, if that. In fact, by the time he gets up, he'll play it on halfway. Comes now into the hands of Matongo. Matongo's then going to be put down onto his back. It is the 5 and last. 40 metres away from the Haven line here are the Eagles. 17.5 gone. Real to knock on once more. And yet again, Haven celebrating that win, able to force the error from the Eagles, and rather than say starting on their own 10, Dan Fowler, they're going to start 10 short of halfway.
Yeah, definitely, and they should be able to get to a good attacking kick after this set if they can keep up this record of completing the sets, because they've made some good meters when they've had the ball and not been afraid to pass it to the edges as well, which is key on a big surface like this.
I know a lot of Haven fans were concerned potentially of going up against the Eagles on a faster surface, but in this opening 20 minutes they've had some attacks to weather, Dan, but now they've grown more and more into the contest at the moment.
Absolutely. I think you'd much rather be playing the Eagles at this time of year. Oh, nearly through Eccleston there, I think. But yeah, you'd much rather be playing the Eagles at this time of year rather than when they've kind of got into the groove on the home patch, because there'll be players here that have only played on this surface 2 or 3 times in their career.
So ball comes left from dummy half. Keller, Haven are over halfway with Brett Bailey now taking them over the Eagles 40, so maybe 35 away now from the Eagles line. To the left hand side, it's going to go back towards the middle now with Keller in at loose forward. Goes right to Joe Lowe. He'll find then Ben Pearce, and certainly not looking phased by making his first professional start is Ben Pearce this afternoon. Going to go down that right hand side with Alison Holgate as he scoots from dummy half. He's made 11-12 metres. Has Holgate. 5 and last, 10 metres out on the far right hand side, maybe only 5 metres in from the right hand side touchline. It'll come left into the hands of Joe Lowe. Lowe running across the line, now finds Kieran Walker. Walker puts the kick in behind. Matty Marsh can't collect it, but I'll tell you what, Ellis Nixon can, but he's judged to have knocked on over the line as Ellis Nixon. The second time in back-to-back sets for Whitehaven that they have been over the line and not been able to get the ball down. Joe Brown's tried to get a fast restart. Brett Paley's put a pair to that, but Haven should be at least done 4-0 up.
Yeah, without a doubt, 2 massive chances in the last 2 attacking sets for Whitehaven, and they've just not been able to get the ball down. It's not many times that Marsh makes mistakes, to be honest, at the fullback position, but he did there. The bounce just really catching him out.
Not playing on this surface, Matty Marsh maybe just not knowing what to expect there, but Jack Bussey is the man now to play the ball over halfway for the Eagles. Comes down the right hand side. No, he doesn't. He goes himself. Does Harry Bowles, and Bowles is going to be taken down. 31 metres out. Liddy's in there at dummy half, then goes left through Bussey. Now finds Martin Riley, but Ben Pearce is there. Jack Keller is there. Holgate's there as well, and Jake Pearce just observes the situation before getting involved. It is now the 5 and last. They're within 18 metres here. Are the Eagles 6 again on the 5 and last? Absolute coach killer. Massi Matongo's now the man to fetch it forward. Eagles within 10. Comes right into the hands of Morgan, then finds Lilly. Lilly escapes the clutches of Kieran Walker. There's going to be a gap. It's over the top. Too much on that for that pass to Joe Brown. However, Haven living dangerously there. They give away, conceded that 6 again. They've done something similar in the early stages of the second half, conceding a penalty later on in the set for the first try for Kieran Gill, and that's how the Eagles comeback started last week. They survived on that occasion, nothing more than Dunfella, however, pure luck.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, usually Jonah Lilly picks out the best option in the final third, but that ball not quite on, and it's just a bit too much, even for a monster on the wing such as Joe Brown, who's got some skyscrapers in Gill and Brown on this wing, but not quite being able to take that ball in. I think there might be a little relief there, Whitehaven, but also with the 7 tackles set, they had a chance to have another one at the other end.
Ellison Hall gets through and then finds Joe Law. Joe Law's looking for support. He's got Kieran Walker. Can Walker go through? He's going to be taken down, but Whitehaven have broken through. 15, 16 metres out. Kelly in there at dummy half. He will go right. Ball's just a little bit high for Law, but now finds then Ben Pearce. Pearce and then try and take the line on. Put down onto his back. 8 metres out. Burns is in there at dummy half. Looks to go down the short side. There's Jordan Burns. Escapes one. Can't escape a second and a third. Will the Whitehaven captain? But they're only a metre out here. It is the 5 and last. Holgate in there at dummy half. Comes left into the hands of Joe Law. Law looks to get the kick in behind. It's come off the Eagles man. They're trying to get there. Not the best kick from Joe Law. And the Eagles dive on it 5 metres out. Just into the 23rd minute here at the Steel City Stadium. Somehow it's still 0-0.
Yeah, another great break. They're not afraid to throw the ball about, and they're showing no signs of any sort of fear against a team that have been in a higher league for a few years, but now obviously still in the same division now.
Brad Brennan on for Brett Bailey, and a couple of changes for the Eagles. Connor Fitzsimmons and George Griffin on to replace Massi Matongo and Martin Riley. The Eagles will play this as through Fitzsimmons and then finds George Griffin. I almost didn't recognise George Griffin last week because he didn't look like that in Super League. He had a lot more hair, let's say, Dan Fowler.
Yeah, without a doubt. But a good signing for Sheffield. Should do well in the Championship.
Alice Nixon trying to put pressure on Jordan Lilly. That kick will come in along the floor. Mitchell Todd will collect it. Not the best kick from Lilly, and Mitchell Todd means Haven will start this.
Great work. Great return.
Less than 8 metres away. 8 metres away from the halfway line. Walker's in there at dummy half. It'll then be Ethan Bickerdike. Just had to wait for it. Bickerdike, the pass was a little bit lofted, not maybe right into him as he will have wanted, so hasn't made that many metres as the centre. Walker Taylor now in at dummy half, and Dave Eccleston's coming off the wing. It's Jordan Burns just receiving some treatment in back play while play does continue. Eccleston in there at plays the ball. Holgate in at dummy half, over the halfway line, runs across the line, does Holgate, then finds Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike trying to get in front of Gill, trying to get his arm free as well. There was Ethan Bickerdike. Haven have found gaps in the Sheffield defence so far. 23 and a half on the clock. In the hands now of Walker. He'll pop it to Brad Brennan and Connor Fitzsimmons. You're not just going to stop him with one arm, my friend. That ball has come out. Penalty for Haven. It's their second penalty of the game. 2 apiece for either side.
Two? Or not?
I'm trying to see Anthony Murray to our right hand side. 2.
No.
Is that the call from? That's the call.
No, they don't. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. They are going for it.
They are going for 2.
Oh.
No, Kieran Walker has elected and overruled, and they're going for 4 to Whitehaven. Brad Brennan is the man from the tap. There were 23 metres out, Dan.
Yeah, it looked like he did point to the sticks though, so I'm not too sure about that. But we'll soon see if if it was a good decision in the end.
Lewis Brown now out there as well.
6 more.
6 again in favour of Whitehaven. Comes left into the hands now of Walker. Walker tries to take the line on. He's looking a very astute signing as Kieran Walker returned back to the amateur game with Seaton last season and won the double in the Cumberland League. Into the hands now with Jack Kellett. Put down onto his back is the former Hensingen man. Holgate in a dummy half. Will go right into the hands then of Walker, and now Law, and it's into the hands. Is it going to be a knock on Haven or a knock on Eagles?
Knock on from Hodgson.
Knock on from Eagles and Josh Hodgson, so it will be scrum down head and feet to Whitehaven. They knew what was coming there.
Got there a bit too quickly, didn't he? I think. Seems.
Yeah, he knew what was coming with his George Hodgson.
Yeah.
Craig Lingard's obviously done the video in the week. As we just tick over into the 26th minute. Haven, they couldn't take advantage of these sort of positions last week. They need to do it this afternoon if they're trying to get anything from this cup tie. And obviously Waddington at the recreation ground in a fortnight. Ball comes left from the base of the scrum into the hands of Walker. Cole Walker Taylor, he'll take it himself. Will Cole Walker Taylor as he eventually got it down. He has his Cole Walker Taylor. Whitehaven get the first points of the afternoon over here in South Yorkshire. Just his second professional try for the Whitehaven fullback. Scored 1 in 11 for Workington last season. Did Cole Walker Taylor, and able to strike finally. Going from a play, obviously it was a break through the middle last week that caught the Eagles out, so that's over 100 minutes where the Eagles couldn't be broken close to their own line in the last sort of 6 days. But now Kieran Walker will have an opportunity to turn these 4 points into 6 And in the last 5-10 minutes, Dan, nothing more than Haven deserved.
Certainly deserved, absolutely. They've played some really good stuff and been very close to breaking the deadlock before that as well. But yeah, nice little set play from the scrum. And Walker Taylor, I mean, again, Jordan Lilly very close to holding him up, but just managing to put the ball down. And yeah, a tough assignment for Walker from the touchline. We'll see what he does with this. Not too sure what the wind's playing at, but it's a little bit breezy.
It feels a little bit breezy. Not as breezy it did maybe say like an hour ago before kick-off. But Caden Walker will come at it, strike it right footed. Caden Walker
nice.
Right over the sticks, right through the middle from Caden Walker. And it is now Eagles 0, Whitehaven 6, BBC Radio Cumbria Sport Online. And I've got to admit, Dan, I was scared of coming over today to see what this Sheffield Eagles side could do. We've seen what they could do in the early stages, but they weren't able to get the reward. But since then, Haven have grew into the contest and have got their just rewards.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the confidence you can see is in spades full for Whitehaven at the minute, and and like you said, no less than deserved. But yeah, Eagles will need to regroup here because it's they're going to keep coming at them here, the visitors, and rightly so.
Lewis Brown's the man to take it forward from the kickoff. Kickoff was collected by Kieran Walker. Mitchell Todd comes in off the wing to try and take his side forward here. Spins out to one. Does Mitchell Todd. I love Mitchell Todd's story. Come in on trial last season, only 18-19, and it earned himself a contract, and then has now got that number 2 shirt on his back within 18 months. Stuff. I love that story, and hopefully there's a lot more to come from Whitehaven with this group and this young core of Cumbrians. 80% of this squad plus are Cumbrians, and they'll be looking to try and put that foot forward in, continue to put that foot forward. Brad Brennan now fetches the ball forward. Another change as Josh Blinkhorn's out there to replace Ellison Holgate. He'll look to go right into the hands of Joe Law, and what is the 5 and last kick comes in from low, but it's going to be right down the throat of Billy Walkley on that side, and Walkley will fetch it up to 23-24 metres away from his own line. Morgan in there at dummy half. Now Joe Brown come on from the opposite wing to try and take his side forward here, but there's 4 in Haven colours there to bring him down. Lilly in there at dummy half. Comes right now into the hands then of Kieran Gill. And a hooker change to the Eagles as well, as Corey Johnson's out there now to replace Harry Bowes, and Griffin will find Morgan, will find Joel Farrell, and if you can keep Joel Farrell quiet, you'll keep the Sheffield Eagles quiet. That's what Whitehaven will be hoping this afternoon, but gets the offload away, but just held at Tara Jones. Goes left now into the hands of Morgan. Morgan will be brought down on what is that 5 and last now, and the Eagles only on the Whitehaven 40. Johnson in there at dummy half. It'll come into the hands of Jordan Lee. There's plenty trying to put pressure on Jordan Lee. It's a spiral kick, fantastically took though by the Whitehaven try scorer Cole Walker Taylor, but he's been picked up, put down onto his back, 22 metres away from his own line, as it's now another interchange. Mark Shackley, I said, drafting into the lineup this morning, is now onto the field to replace Jack Kellett.
Doing the basics very well at Whitehaven. That's what they needed to do, really, to one, stay in the game, but 2, get themselves in the lead as well, and they've earned the lead and looking to extend it.
Mitchell Todd put down 33 metres away from his own line, 20 in from this near side touchline. They've come down this short side with Elliot Nixon into a bit of traffic, but Nixon's done well to get there to 9 short of halfway. Goes right into the hands then of Walker. Walker runs it to the line, looking for Cole Walker Taylor. Couldn't collect, could Walker Taylor. It was just a little bit in front of the Whitehaven fullback. The first real error Haven have made with ball in hand, Dan Fowler, just short of half hour. It's going to be scrum down, head and feet to the Eagles, just over halfway, about 5 metres over centre field.
Yeah, it's not like the Eagles haven't had good field position, but this is probably it'll be sod's law. It'll be the one that they'll get level on, just from the first error that Whitehaven have made in half an hour, which is a good sign for Whitehaven, though, to be fair, because they've followed the script, their own script to the letter so far. We'll see if they can hold Sheffield out once more as Gill goes over the 40 metre mark of Whitehaven.
He'll stand up and play the ball. Lilly in there at dummy half, into the hands then of Connor Bauer once more. He's relentless, isn't he? He's Connor Bauer. He's one of them that will always put his front foot forward. Johnson in there at dummy half, goes left to Bussey, out the back now to Morgan as the sun starts to make an appearance here at the Steel City Stadium. But it's going to be taken down. Is it Morgan that's wrapped up? Yes, it is.
Right.
Johnson in there at dummy half. He will come right now into the hands of George Griffin, and Griffin tries to escape one. He did get away from Brennan, but Brennan gets re-involved alongside Mark Shackley, who's going to be the man in at second, marker Lewis Brown in at first. Ball comes right now into the hands of Bussey, out the back to Lilly. Lilly gets the offload away into the hands of Marsh, into the hands of Griffin. Forward pass
from Matty Marsh to Griffin.
Yeah, and there was an Eagles man down in back play, so that's where the gaps have sprung up from. Jack Bussey was the man down, the Eagles physio just wanting to take a look at him, but it'll be scrum down head and feet to Haven. 31.5 on the clock here at the Steel City Stadium. 8.5 till half time. Haven still lead 6-0.
Yeah, moved to the right flank, but the ball to Lilly just wasn't on the mark, so they had to kind of redo it on the spot there, and that's where Marsh came into play. But the forward pass to Griffin, but once again the Whitehaven defence had him wrapped up. So, but yeah, they've another big win for Whitehaven in defence.
Dave Eccleston, the man to fetch it forward from the scrum, plays it just short of the 20. Nice. Penalty for Whitehaven. They'll take that. Woolhaven a needed penalty just to ensure try and get them down the field, and it'll be Cole Walker-Taylor with ball in hand. Well, he made 30 metres last time, Cole Walker-Taylor, so I'm expecting this to be around about halfway. No, not as much on that one from Cole Walker-Taylor, and he's only made sort of 15 metres on that one, so we'll start this 35-36 away from their own line with Whitehaven. Burns takes a tap, finds low, finds Brad Brennan, and Brennan's the man to run it forward. Would you want to be standing in front of Brad Brennan?
You come for him, mate. You come for him. It's all right.
Into the hands now of Loyal, finds Shackley. Shackley seems to be in at 13. Into the hands then of Ellis Nixon. I thought Lewis Brown might have gone into that sort of position, but Anthony Murray opting for the experience in there.
Making yards after contact as well. They're not going down easily at Whitehaven.
Mark Shackley runs forward. Great to see Shacks back out there. I've said this last week, but it's great. Forced retirement, and we all know what went on after that. But 4 years out of the game, 4.5 years out of the game, back out there is Mark Shackley. Josh Blinkhorn scooted from dummy half before being taken down. 30 metres away here are Whitehaven, into the hands of Ben Pearce. It's a little bit early, Dan Fowler, but I tell you what, cup tie, you know exactly what I'm saying. I'd say we'll be looking for the one.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But Blinkhorn comes into the hands now with Joe Laws. Want to be pressure put on him, looks to put the kick forward himself. Still the 5 and last. Blinkhorn now finds Jordan Burns, then looks to put the kick forward. Jordan Burns wanted absolutely nothing to do with that. Just put it over the sideline and says, yeah, you can fetch it forward, guys.
Didn't fancy a chip and chase, just drill it into touch, but fair enough.
Maybe back in the day from Jordan Burns, not quite so much these days. Well, Caden Gill is the man to fetch it forward, and he's going to be brought down 18 metres away from his own line. Lily's in there to penalty for holding down. 3 penalties apiece.
They'd only just made the tackle.
Yeah, I feel that's a little bit high. So,
here we go.
Coming your way, Dan. That's not. No. Jordan Lily's made more metres than, well, let's just say I was hoping. And as Joe Brown goes to collect this ball, 5 or short of halfway, and then it'll be taken over by Connor Bauer. The dominant call there. Gill goes left into the hands of Lilly, now into the hands then of George Griffin. Griffin's trying to get through, done well to hold down there, did Josh Blinkhorn, before the tackle was completed by Shackley and Ben Pearce. Goes left now into the hands of Kai Morgan, finds Joel Farrell, and he's going to be brought down, is he? Gets up, plays the ball, goes right now into the hands of Morgan. Morgan runs it across the line before finding Connor Fitzsimmons, and the Cumbrian's going to be taken down 10 metres out. Shouts have come again, they haven't gone that way. Into the hands then of George Griffin. Can Griffin power his way over? 5 and last brought down.
Defence.
Just short are the Eagles, looking to go left. Joel Farrell on his 250 cleared appearance. Haven survive. 3 or 4 defenders there. I don't know why they've gone that way. Should have gone all the way to the right, you'd think, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. Great work again from Whitehaven in defence, amazing stuff. Yeah, the shouts have come again from Craig Lingard just in behind us. He wanted that ball to come to the right, elected to go left instead, did Corey Johnson. Not the decision that Craig Lingard wanted him to take, and Haven have survived. Goes down the right hand side edge. Jordan Burns is almost through a gap there. Is the Whitehaven captain before being brought down even. Dave Eccleston's now the man to fetch it forward, and the Eagles defence on top on that occasion. Low once more in at dummy half, into the hands of Mitchell Todd. The backs trying to help the forwards out here, nearly taking off his feet there was Mitchell Todd. Into the hands now of Mark Shackley. Shackley put down onto his back. Blinkhorn once again in at dummy half. It comes into the hands now of Lewis Brown, and Brown will take Whitehaven up over their own 30. Good defensive set there from the Eagles. However, the offloads come in. Blinkhorn finds Joe Lowe, then there's some broken field, but he slips. Needs some studs in them boots. Does Joe Lowe, but it is now the 5 and last. Just 4 minutes to the half-time hooter as we make it. Cole Walker-Taylor gets the spiral kick. It'll bounce kindly for Matty Marsh, and he signals for Joe Brown to come round him. Of course, the two know each other's time from each other from the nights, and the Joe Brown will be brought up to 30 metres away from his own line before being brought down as Kieran Walker, Ben Pearce involved in that tackle. Goes left now into the hands then of the winger Billy Walkley, the former Keighley man. He looks to run it across the line, nearly trying to get through the gap, nearly got under Mark Shackley there. Done well there did Billy Walkley, and he gets the round of applause from the Eagles contingent. 6 again. George Griffin. Haven putting themselves under pressure in the final minutes of this first half. Johnson goes left into the hands of Morgan. He'll then find Josh Hodgson. And Hodgson was maybe expecting Billy Walkley to be there.
He's only just taken the carry in a couple of carries ago.
Do you know what? I'd love that was a shout from the Whitehaven bench.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it was.
I'd
hope it was. I assume it wasn't, but I hope it was, because that was the only explanation for that ball to flying touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely nobody there. But yeah, it's not been great from the Eagles this, but they can't take anything away from Whitehaven. They've done a superb job in defence, especially in those when Eagles have got down into the Whitehaven's 10-metre area, and they've managed to keep them out.
Blinkhorn in at dummy half as Beef and Bickerdike gets up. The Eagles defence really on point there, and bring Mitchell Todd down in around about the final 2 minutes here. Just heard the timekeeper say 2.5 behind us a few seconds ago. Lewis Brown trying to get his arm free for the offload. Of course, his second spell with the club. Another one who was part of that successful Seaton side under Neil Fraser, Gus from last season. Cole Walker-Taylor looking to put the kick in. Well, you're not going to get a 40-20, and yeah, that's a little bit early in the kick tackle count for me, but Matty Marsh is now the man to fetch it forward, and Haven pin him down 15 or 16 away from his own line.
Could get another 10 or 20 metres. It'd be a chunky drop goal attempt, but it'd been one worth taking, you'd think.
Yeah,
on the way down, I think.
I've seen them given.
Yes, we are down, absolutely. I think we're on the way down.
Yeah,
so.
But ball's in the hands now with Joe Brown, and Brown will take the Eagles over their own 30. But yet again, 4 Haven defenders involved in that tackle. Where did Lewis Brown come from? Into the hands now with Johnson Hill from dummy half. Into the hands now with Griffin, and Griffin will take the Eagles over their own 40 in at centre field before being brought down. Blinkhorn, Brennan, and Ben Pearce all involved. Round about a minute to go to the half-time hooter here at the Steel City Stadium. It is now the 5 and last as Joe Farrell slow play the ball. Will come right then into the hands of Kai Morgan, and Morgan's going to run it across the line before finding Lilly, before finding Connor Bauer. They're going to come back for this one. Joe Brown keeps hold of it. He's nearly through. One on there is Joe Brown. Joe Brown, fantastic running from Joe Brown. Absolutely fantastic from Joe Brown. Left, right. Eventually it was towards the right from Joe Brown. Some suspect Haven defence in there, but it is the Eagles. They'll have an opportunity now to level the scores up just before the half-time break. Joe Brown on this right-hand side. Eagles 4, Haven 6. Just on the half-time hooter. Disappointment for Haven.
Yeah, that's the kick in the gonads for Whitehaven, to say the very least. I mean, they've done so well to keep Eagles out, but that's the blot on the copy sheet for them in the first half. Whoever hit Jordan Lilly on the way did not miss either.
Kieran Walker
did not miss. They were going to come back for that, but just so happened that they didn't need to. Joe Brown weaving run and a superb finish, a superb try from the former York and Bradford man. But yeah, Tara Jones speaking to Joel Farrell about something. I don't know whether he wanted more for that for that shot on Lilly, but I don't think you're going to get anything for that. But yeah, Shy Ben's getting out.
Let's just say if Kieran Walker's one last week didn't get penalised,
let's say exactly that.
Like you say, searching for retribution.
Last week. Maybe so. Yeah. Quite literally a level game. Obviously, if Lilly kicks this as well. But yeah,
put the commentator's curse on him all you want, Dan. All you want.
Where's that big gust of wind coming from?
Lilly comes at it now. right-footed. Ooh, it's closer than what he would have wanted, but he has had it on the extras, has Jordan Lee. So half-time here at the Steel City Stadium in Sheffield. Sheffield Eagles 6, Whitehaven 6.
Oh, they did just play on, Tara says. Yeah, fair play.
Tara says, let's go. Cole Walker-Taylor to kick off, and George Griffin will be the man to fetch the Eagles forward, and he's lost that up in contact as George Griffin. And what a start to the second half of Whitehaven.
I love the celebrations from Haven. They're brilliant, absolutely great.
Yeah,
it's like they've scored a try, but yeah, they're going to be in a good position to actually get one as well.
So scrum down, heading feet to Whitehaven. Can they start the second half a bit better than they ended the first, with that marauding run from Joe Brown conceding in the final 30 seconds? The Eagles, who have come up with an error in the opening 30 seconds on this occasion. Scrum down, heading feet to Haven. Low feed to scrum. Blinkhorn goes left from the base of it into the hands now of Ethan Bickerdike. And Bickerdike's going to be put down 12 metres out, 5 metres or so in from that far left hand side touchline. Haven attacking left to right from our position here in the grandstand at Steel City Stadium. And now Mark Shackley is going to be put down onto his back. Lost a metre or two by coming in field there of Whitehaven, but Blinkhorn will come right once more now into the hands of Brad Brennan. There's 4 in and around Brad Brennan, eventually taken down. He's actually held up over the line. He's Brad Brennan. He's closer than what I thought he was the prop forward, so he'll go back 10 metres and play that ball. Brennan and Blinkhorn, it's like large and little, isn't it? It really is.
It absolutely
is. Yeah, comes right now, a couple of pairs of hands. Joe Lowe then finds Cole Walker-Taylor. Had to just go for the second attempt there, did Cole Walker-Taylor, before finding Jordan Burns. Walker-Taylor dives in at dummy half, 10 metres out, into the hands of Joe Lowe, coming more central now with Lewis Brown, and Brown tries to spin out to that tackle, maybe try to get his arm free. But he's taken down on what is now the 5 and last. Surely repeat set minimum will fill where Whitehaven will want. Into the hands now of Joe Loyal. Find Kieran Walker. Walker with the kick in behind. It's going to have to be dealt with. Where was the fullback? Matty Marsh wasn't there, but Joe Brown come from nowhere. And Matty Marsh wasn't exactly where you'd want him, Dan Fowler.
No, definitely not. Joe Brown there to pick up the pieces, and yeah, you can only concede a goal line dropout. But yeah, a good start for Whitehaven here.
So it's going to be a goal line dropout in the hands of Jordan Lilly. That breeze has just picked up just a little bit into the face of the Eagles. It's not going to stop him getting nearly to halfway. In fact, over halfway though, is it? Fantastic from Jordan Lilly. Lewis Brown is the man to fetch it forward, and fantastic tackle. Lewis Brown put down, gets up, shows no ill effects, but it's into the hands now of Brad Brennan, and Brennan saying, well, anything you can do, I can do better, and makes 12-13 metres there. Blinkhorn in at dummy half, goes left, finds Walker, finds Bickerdike, and Bickerdike shape the dummy and find Cole Walker-Taylor, but elected to keep hold of it himself there. Blinkhorn in at dummy half, comes into the middle once more with Brennan. Brennan then finds Joe Lowe. Lowe then finds Ben Pearce, and Pearce is going to try and escape from there. Can he get his arm free? He couldn't. Could Ben Pearce, 11 metres out, just to the right hand side of the post. Shackley screaming for it, then gets the ball out left into the hands then of Walker. Walker then looking for the ball over the top, searching for Mitchell Todd in that left hand side corner. Mitchell Todd judged to be in touch in that left hand side corner. Even Bickerdike goes to speak to the touch judge on that far side, which is Ollie Salmon. But Todd ruled to be in touch, and that's Haven's third no try of the afternoon. 3.5 minutes gone in the second half, still remains 6-all.
Yeah, again, positive signs. You would not be able to tell from here if that was the right call or not, but yeah, he's very, very, very close.
It'd be interesting to see what our colleagues on BBC Sport think.
Yes,
Matt Newsom and John Keane on that far side, they'll have had a lot closer look than we will have had.
Without a doubt, absolutely.
But the Eagles are now fetching this ball forward. Connor Fitzsimmons, the Cumbrian, is the man to fetch it forward. Not many push him back and push him sideways, which Whitehaven have done there. Johnson in at dummy half, into the middle now with Griffin. And this is where the Eagles were dangerous last week. In about 30 seconds time last week, that's where they scored their first try of the second half. The first try of the contest. Goes right now into the hands of Bussey. Now finds Lilly, pops it up then for Connor Bauer, and Bauer's going to try and escape the clutches of the Whitehaven defence, but Walker, Nixon and Bickerdike are all involved there. Held, shouts Tara Jones. Into the hands now with Lilly, and Lilly's going to try and find a gap nearly through there. Is the former Bradford and Leeds man. 5 and last. Johnson in there, scoots, puts the kick in behind. Cole Walker-Taylor's got some work to do, collects it. There's Cole Walker-Taylor. He's done well to come away from the touchline there. There's the Whitehaven fullback, and they'll start 18 metres away from their own line, Woolhaven.
Yeah, Jordan Lilly keeping Whitehaven defence on the toes there with a little scoot from himself. But yeah, and Corey Johnson from dummy half, he's a very willing runner. So it's but Whitehaven did well there in that first real defensive set.
It seems to be a changeable win now in the faces of Whitehaven, it seems, just based on where my notes are goal going. But Nixon plays the ball. Blinkhorn goes left. A couple of pairs of hands before finding Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdike picked up and dumped. It is the 5 and last. 7 short of halfway, comes into Walker. Walker's going to have to get the kick away. It's the scruffy kick from Walker due to the pressure. Bounces. Lewis Brown collects it. Can he get his arm free for the offload? He can't.
Jordan Lilly again in defence with the kick pressure there.
He was defensively sound in the first half. Really good with Jordan Lilly and putting the pressure and leading from the front there. He's one of the vice captains, I believe, now.
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, Joel Farrell, the captain. Yeah, he's certainly mellowed in his older age as Mr. Farrell. At times, like
just a touch.
He still has a bit.
Yeah. Still got that in his game, which you want in his game. He wouldn't be the player he would if it wasn't for that in his game. As Johnson escapes and clutches the markers, Blinkhorn then he's pushed off. It's called, Why?
It's still got it.
Hold on, no, that was about 4 yards forward.
It looked like it.
Tom Brady would have been proud of that one.
If they were calling for a pullback as well, but still, it was very much NFL style. The conference championships on tomorrow.
Yeah, Lewis Peachy is now onto the field. He's the man that took the ball forward there. Connor Fitzsimmons now looks to take the Eagles forward. Johnson in at dummy half will come left into the hands of Joel Farrell. His 250th career appearance. Joel Farrell got the ball down to celebrate his 250th career appearance with a try for the Eagles captain. Whitehaven might feel hard done by with the ball potentially. Well, I won't say potentially. It was forward from where we were, but has it come off the Eagles man? Has it come off a Haven man? Tyler Jones might have said it's come off a Haven man, but then there wasn't a 6 again called. So play on. But it is the Eagles who score their second try in less than 10 minutes in terms of game time, and it's the captain Joel Farrell who goes over and spins out of the tackle on the left hand side, and Jordan Lilly now will have an opportunity to give the Eagles a 6-point advantage, and you wouldn't expect Jordan Lilly to miss from there.
I know what you're doing. There with the old commentator's curse. But yeah, it's so hard to stop Joel Farrell, like we were saying earlier on in the first half. You just don't know when he's tackled. But yeah, from short range as well, they've tried it a few times and it's not paid off. But it has on that point, twisting and turning over the line there, despite Whitehaven's best efforts. And there were a couple around as well.
So Jordan Lilly puts the ball down on the kicking tee. 2 from 2 and a drop goal. No, he was 1 from 2 last week, was Jordan Lilly, with a drop goal. Currently 1 from 1. And puts the ball down on the kicking tee. Goes through his routine. Heel flicks in the air. Settles himself. 2 or 3 steps forward. 1 or 2 steps forward now. Right over the sticks, as you'd expect from Jordan Lilly. Eagles 12. Haven 6, and this is where Whitehaven mustn't get downhearted, Dan. Despite all the pressure they've had, they do find themselves behind in this contest. They can't let themselves put their heads down, because the Eagles, if they sense any sort of blood, they'll take advantage.
Without a doubt, absolutely. It is a commentator's cliche, I say it every time I'm on here, but the next score's massive. If it goes Eagles' way, then does do a few Haven heads drop, and do the Eagles, like you say, smell that blood and be able to put a decent score on the board. But yeah, it's oh dear.
Kick-off's allowed to bounce, and allowed to bounce. Joel Farrell eventually nonchalantly collects one-handed before fetching the ball forward. And he's going to be pushed back over his 10-metre line there, and he's lost.
Got away with that. Surely, yeah. He's claiming a ball steal, and Tara Jones has given it. Not so sure. They had him on the back foot. Why would they need to do that?
So Jordan Lilly with ball in hand. It's the first penalty of the second half.
Ooh, close.
Yeah, it's just died completely as they have to hit the wall, and now over the halfway line in the hands on a Billy Walkley. Walkley 1-on-1 with he's caught him high. Oh, he's got away with that one, it's Cole Walker-Taylor.
Yeah.
But the Eagles on the front foot now. Johnson in at dummy half, goes right into the hands of Morgan. Now finds Griffin. Then goes Jordan Lilly. There's numbers on that side. Matty Marsh. Then finds Caden Gill. Caden Gill can't collect. But then Whitehaven are going to go forward with Caden Walker. And brought down there is the Haven halfback, 30 metres away from his own line.
That's definitely what Whitehaven need if the Eagles can scupper the chances.
Ethan Bickerdike is the man now to be brought down, 37 away from his own line. 20 in penalty for Whitehaven. That's what Whitehaven will want. That seemed the one similar in the first half where there wasn't down that long. So if Tara's being considered, we don't mind at all.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, if that's the stall that's been set out by our official, as Cole Walker-Taylor knocks it over the touch line, just in front of the colleagues from BBC Sport, Matt Newsom and John Keir, over on that far side.
Probably going to have more luxurious press commentating positions, I think, as the season goes on.
You've been to Featherstone? Mind you, we won't be there this year. No one will be there. Yeah, but you
too soon.
Yeah, sorry. Mark Shackley's now the man to take it forward. Yeah, you've been in that press area with me, Fev. You know it doesn't get much more luxurious than this, Dan. But Blincon's in at dummy half. Comes right now into the hands then of Lewis Brown. Whitehaven just maybe trying to find that extra metre or two on these yard balls they're taking up here in the second half so far. Into the hands now of Caden Walker. Walker will then get it across. Is that Ellis Nixon on that far left hand side? It looks like it from here. Into the taken down, 12 metres out. It's Walker-Taylor in there at dummy half. Comes right then. It does Caden Walker, pops it up to Lewis Brown, doing that for Seaton, were the duo last season, doing it for Whitehaven now. 10 metres out, in line with the left-hand side post. Still a couple of tackles in the bank here. Blinkon will go left into the hands of Walker. Looking to come back inside there is Caden Walker. But he's going to be put down. It is now the 5 and last. Blinkon in there at dummy half. Pops it up then for Lewis Brown. Brown's going to try and spin his way over. No, I know exactly what they were trying to do. So did the Sheffield Eagles. They stopped it several times last week. I don't think Lewis Brown quite had the conviction to go in there that 5 and last.
No, I think it wasn't a Farrell-esque run, let's say. But yeah, it's when you're going into a pipe like that, you're probably going to need to run with a bit more oomph.
Connor Bauer, the man to fetch it forward for the Eagles. Johnson in there at dummy half, sort of 12-13 away from their own line. Matty Marsh now trying to help his side forward. He's the Eagles fullback. Johnson once more in at dummy half. Finds Joel Farrell. Farrell steps back inside of Blinkon, and now Brown trying to find a gap nearly through the middle. Fantastic brought down from on Jordan Lilly. There was a second effort. Caden Walker and Ellis Nixon were the ones involved. Fitzsimmons is now bringing it forward. Nixon able to get involved for the second consecutive tackle. Lewis Brown completes it alongside him. Johnson now comes left into the hands of Griffin. Griffin will take the Eagles over the Haven 40 and take them quite close to the Haven 30. It's a 5 and last. Pearce and Shackley are in there. Comes left into the hands of Morgan. Get up, Kai Morgan. Cole Walker-Taylor. Just nearly took out his own man in the process. He done very well to keep hold of it once he clattered into Dave Eccleston. And he's struggling there. Is Cole Walker-Taylor. I'm not surprised. He's just clattered into his own man.
Without a doubt, he did really well to keep hold of it as well. But yeah, it's. I think Eagles are having a word with Tara regarding the ruck speed. But I didn't see anything to awry in that last set. But yeah,
just the one, wasn't there? There was the one on Jordan Lilly.
Yeah, true.
Maybe that's the one they were talking about.
Potentially, yeah. 6-1, half a dozen on the other, I think. In that one, but yeah, hopefully Cole's going to be all right here, and
Haven won't want to lose him. Although if they have got a ready-made replacement. Jordan Burns can obviously easily drop in at fullback. He has got the number 1 on his back, but he's going to be okay to continue. He's Cole Walker-Taylor. He gets the funds up from Jason, the Whitehaven physio, and he'll play this ball with Joe Lowe in at dummy half, and into the hands now of Dave Eccleston, and Eccleston will try and take his side over the 20, which he can't do, but have come in metres quite a bit sort of sideways there of Whitehaven. Mitchell Todd's now trying to take his side forward, 22-23 metres away from his own line now as he'll play this ball. Hall gets back out there at dummy half, into the hands then of Ethan Bickerdike, and Bickerdike's going to be taken down. The Eagles defence on top here. Into the hands now of Caden Walker. Walker runs across the line. Into the hands now with Joe Lowe. Then finds Jordan Burns. Burns is going to try and get on this edge. He's going to have to step back inside instead. but he's put down on the 40 on what is now the 5 and last. Walker Taylor's in there at dummy half. Jack Kellett back out there for Whitehaven now as well. Into the hands of Joe Law. Joe Law gets a spiral kick, which Joe Brown will have to set himself for, but isn't too much pressure on Joe Brown, but the Whitehaven defensive line is set. Holgate and Kellett complete that tackle. Anthony Murray ringing the changes, bringing the starters back out there, and the players he's hoping that they'll win in this contest.
Yeah, definitely so. I think they did really well there to not throw the dice so early in the set as well. They did it on the 5th, and then before the last tackle kick. But yeah, it's certainly looking like it's swaying Sheffield's way with the territory here, I think, at the minute.
That's how the first half started.
Well,
so Whitehaven will hope the second half.
Yeah,
well, if it goes like the first half, that they'll go into it and get more in the final quarter. Fitzsimmons now finds Lewis Peachy. Peachy nearly through the gap there. Done well to hold on. Did Ben Pearce, but he's continued to make yards as he's done so as Lewis Peachy. So the Eagles now are 32 metres out. Johnson dives from dummy half, finds Morgan. Now Farrell. Farrell gets the offload into the hands of Matty Marsh. But Kellett and Ben Pearce are there once more. Jordan Burns just in and around there. It is the 5 and last. 15 metres out to the Eagles. Johnson in there. Into the hands now of Morgan. Morgan runs it across the line for finding Jordan Lilly. There's been a gap on it. Could do Cole Walker Taylor. It's going to go, is it? It's going to be a goal line drop out top 20. And a 7-tackle set. Decided not play that. Tell you what, Craig Lingard is livid behind us. He was expecting that to be a goal line dropout, and you can just hear him. He's put his leg out. Dave Wilson's only through on that left hand side. 15 metres made on that tackle, and that is 0 tackle, of course. Into the hands now with Ethan Biggerdike. Connor Fitzsimmons puts the shot on his fellow Cumbrian, but he's done well there as Ethan Biggerdike, and he's made it to 8 short of halfway. Into the hands now with Mitchell Todd, and Todd then met by Lewis Peachy. The Eagles defence are trying to put some shots, as you've remarked there, and then Danny Fowler comes left into the hands of Mark Shockley. Still out there is the experienced campaigner. Found his front. 35 away from the Eagles line. Holgate finds Walker. Walker they'll now find as Ellis Nixon. Yeah, it is, because Bickerdike was the one who made the run through the line, the lead run. Nixon plays the ball. Still a couple of tackles here. Into the hands now of Jack Kellett, and Kellett's going to try and spin his way out the tackle. It is the 5 and last now. They're 22 metres out, just to the left hand side of the post. It's going to come left into the hands then of Walker. Walker just puts a little chip kick through. Matty Marsh tries to escape and does escape the clutches of Ethan Biggerdike, but then there's 3 in the black and orange of Haven this afternoon, able to bring the former York Knight down.
A good set there, and the Eagles deep in their own half, so they just can't afford to give away a penalty here. Whitehaven, you've just got to kind of keep the pressure on, and when they have the chance to really launch in a good attacking set, which they probably may be able to do if they can keep Eagles down here. Oh dear.
Oh, Billy Walkley's broke through on this left hand side of the Eagles. Escaped the clutches of Cole Walker Taylor. Brad Brennan, of all people, that has got back and pulled the top over Billy Walkley's head as well. Knew exactly what to do. That looks forward here from Johnson. Bowers then looked to put the kick in. Surely Caden Gill is offside. Doesn't matter, it's going to be collected by Mitchell Todd. Unless Caden Gill's become Usain Bolt, and we've seen last weekend he certainly isn't. Surely offside, but Haven survive and now look to fetch his ball forward. This cup tie has really come alive in the last 5 minutes. Dan.
Absolutely, free-flowing rugby on both sides. Yeah, so it's a Connor Bauer with a kick there, second rower with a kick to Kieran Gill. But yeah, the bounce of aiding the former Bradford man, but as we suspected, probably offside if he did end up picking it up.
Jake Pearce back out there to replace Mark Shackley. 23 minutes to go. Haven down to 1 final interchange. That is a lot for you hoping not to go wrong in the final quarter of this contest. It's the 5 and last. Comes into the hands now with Joe Law. Joe Law potentially, I was going to say maybe looking for a 40-20, but gets it down the middle of the field instead. Ben Pearce leading the chase. Then met with Law, Holgate, Kellett, and it's Holgate and Kellett, Jake Pearce in there as well, that stop Matty Marsh as he plays his 30 metres away from his own line. Into the hands now of Billy Walkley. 1-on-1 with Joe Law, and Joe Law absolutely clattered. Done well to hold on there, but showing some effects of that. Coming down this short side once more now into the hands of Josh Hodgson. Hodgson steps back inside. Pearce, Kellett and Ben Pearce in there, so that's Jake and Ben. Yeah, we're going to have a stoppage because they're calling it a head knocking back play, and I'm not surprised. It
was a big collision.
Yeah, big collision on Joe Law.
Yeah, Walkley he runs above his weight so often.
Yeah, you're looking at him, you're not expecting him to put that sort of contact on.
And every time he's had the ball, he has caused even some issues. But yeah, it seems like he's all right, as Joe. He's getting his bearings together.
The doctors come out as well, but it's a Whitehaven physio doing all of it.
You're right in what you said, the game coming alive. It has been a bit entertaining last
calling for a HIA.
Oh.
So, obviously, Whitehaven's just rung the changes. We might see potentially Jordan Burns step into half-back here. Jack Kellett maybe step into half-back. It all depends on who Whitehaven put back on the field. So it is the HIA called. So who is he putting back out there is Anthony Money. It's going to be still not made a decision. We play back on. Whitehaven down to 12 at the moment. George Griffin's the man to take it forward. Johnson in line in weight at dummy half. Here will come left into the hands of Lilly, and now finding Connor Fitzsimmons.
Jesus.
There's a reason I stopped playing this sport, 22 metres out. It is the 5 and last. Corey Johnson's in there. Goes right into the hands of Jordan Liddy. Cross field. Back where the play had come from. Into the hands of Billy Walkley. Walkley escapes Eccleston and Burns before being met once more by Dave Eccleston. And they still haven't made a decision here of Whitehaven. They still haven't made a decision. And the Whitehaven players are calling that going. We're down to 12 out there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So it is Dave Eccleston to fetch it forward. And it's going to be Brett Bailey. Do we see maybe Ben Pearce over the centre, Nixon over the centre maybe, and then sort of, Jordan Burns is fetching the ball forward here. Is it maybe Cole Walker-Taylor into half-back? And it's going to be an awful lot of changes. We'll try and work it out for you, but it's into the hands now of Brad Brennan, and Brennan fetches the run forward.
Brilliant. Only knows one way.
Forward. Yeah, absolutely. Plays the ball into the hands of Jake Pearce, and Pearce, he doesn't know backwards all too often, as well does the former Waff Brown man. 38 metres away from their own line. Holgate scoots from dummy half, and he's made 15 metres there as Ellison Holgate before being brought down over halfway on the 5 and last. Going to go left into the hands of Walker. Walker puts the kick in behind. Matty Marsh is there.
Leaving it big.
And it's going to go over the touch line.
Good set again.
Yeah.
Good set.
Very good set from Whitehaven. So it seems like...
Go on.
I can't work it out. I can't.
As long as Anthony has.
As long as Muzzer's got it, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, as long as Muzzer's worked it out, I just haven't. Just short of the hour mark here at the Still City Stadium. BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online. Eagles 12, Haven 6. Second round of the Challenge Cup for the right to host Warrington in a fortnight's time. Eagles fetching this ball forward. Connor Bauer once more. Sorry, no, my apologies. Joe Brown. He's been put down sort of 25 metres away from his own line. Into the middle now with George Griffin, and Griffin will be 10 metres or so. I think it's Jack Kellett that's gone into half. Sort of Brennan into the loose forward position, maybe Bailey to prop. We'll find out when Whitehaven have the ball. So the Eagles are down, short of halfway. Johnson lining weight at dummy half as goes right now into the hands of Lilly, then finds Bauer as Ethan Bickerdike. That's lost. Ethan Bickerdike, are they going to say it?
I think it might be a Whitehaven touch, maybe.
Just have to wait. Yeah, he says it's been knocked down by the Whitehaven contingent. Just have to wait there, did Tara Jones. Scrum down, head and feed on halfway. We're expecting this obviously to go to the way to the Eagles, and it will do. Ethan Bickerdike was away, although he couldn't take it cleanly. He kicked it through once and twice and didn't get the clean connection he was wanting. So, but the Eagles will play this ball into the 62nd minute, and they'll feed the scrum. Of course, reminder: balls can't be held at the base of the scrum this year, otherwise you will concede a penalty. Goes against the sporting integrity, I believe the RFL come out with.
There we go.
For me,
someone
I just
gets paid to make that up.
No comment. Into the hands of Jordan Lilly. Lilly will run it, pop it up and find Jordan Fitzsimons, Connor Fitzsimons. 35 metres out here as Johnson's in there at dummy half. Here will come left now into the hands of Lilly. Runs it towards the line, nearly through there is Jordan Lilly, but then he's met by Brett Bailey, who's coming as third man, but then Brad Brennan and Jake Pearce. Brennan caught on the floor at marker. Johnson pops it up then for George Griffin. Involved once again there is Jake Pearce, alongside Brett Bailey again on this occasion. 20 metres out, all stacked on that right hand side. Lilly then looks, and then he goes through self there does Jordan Lilly. It is the 5 and last. Got one more to survive for Whitehaven. They need to survive here. Johnson goes right to Morgan, into the hands of Kieran Gill. Kieran Gill! Held up over the line there. He's Kieran Gill. Fantastic. Recovered in defence from Whitehaven. Kieran Gill, I think, needs 2 tries for his 150th career. After scoring 2 at Whitehaven last week. Thanks for Brad here at Sheffield that told me that one earlier on. He said, that's all the stats I've got nothing else for you. Like, oh, what a shame that is. But it is 63rd minute.
He's a good lad.
He's a good lad, Brad. Yes, he's a good lad. Kieran Walker will play the ball into the hands now of Mitchell Todd.
Do we a penalty here, Whitehaven?
Penalty, 6 again. Differential penalty. They'll take anything at the moment with Whitehaven.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, even Big Dice.
Not take that.
Yeah, they won't take that. Anthony Money won't take that. And then goes left now into the hands then of Jake Pearce.
He's had his weight a bit, it's Jordan Lilly. For his defensive antics.
Going down that left hand side once more now into the hands of Walker. Walker then finds Nixon and then just sort of suffocating Whitehaven at the moment here at the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, not as much territory going Whitehaven's way. So that's why that penalty is needed if they can kind of get one.
Kieran Walker with the early kick, trying to find the gap. Billy Walkley, however, will collect on the full. 22 metres away from his own line, fetching it forward. And he's trying to find a gap in this Whitehaven defence. There isn't one, and he's met there by 3 of them, which is Walker, Brett Bailey and Jake Pearce. Yeah, definitely is Jack Kellett, by the way, that's come over to the half-back position.
Decided to run away from Brad Brennan. Great choice.
That is the best choice he'll make all day. Maybe all season. As Joe Brown will get up and play this ball. Just a few metres short of halfway into the hands now of George Griffin. And it's Lewis Peachy calling for the high tackle on Peachy. He's not happy with something there, he's Peachy. Yeah, 6 again, that's why.
Oh.
In the meantime, there's a meeting of minds in the middle. Kai Morgan. Craig Lingard, let them play. Well, I mean, yeah.
They are.
You would say that. There's 4 Whitehaven defenders involved. Brett Bailey's still involved now. To be fair, no, carry on. Let someone in red just swing a little bit. And then Whitehaven might get that penalty you were going for.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, but as an Eagles fan, I don't think you'd want that to happen.
Yeah, no. Neutral today. Well, yeah.
I'm not neutral, so you're okay. I know that's what that says.
Hey, I know. Yeah, I'm just looking at the BBC Radio Cumbria thing.
Yeah, I know what it says, but no, we're all right.
Won't be allowed back in.
But we have got to stop. He's just having a word. Tyler Jones is just like, come on, calm it down. I know it's a cup tie. I know what's at stake.
Silly beggars.
We've got 15 and a half to go. Let's get on with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, both touches of making their away from that. Captain's out.
No, well, maybe not. Yeah, no.
Yeah, captain's
about
out.
It. Yeah. Oh. I'll have a look at that Swinton score.
Oh, yeah, go on.
44.
Oh, that changed around in the final 12 minutes, didn't it? So no shocks so far in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, got there in the end.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh. 15 and a half to go in this one.
Yeah, it's
Eagles 12, Haven 6. Haven need to try and swing the momentum down with how this second half has gone so far.
You talked about the drop goal earlier. If Whitehaven should have gone for it maybe at 6-0. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter what the scoreline's going to be. If you can go 2 scores up at any point, especially with 15 minutes to go.
Liddy tried it last week and hit the post initially, and then obviously got it at the second attempt. Into the hands now of Jordan Lillies. It comes into the hands of Griffin, and Griffin tries to spin out to that tackle. Taken down 18 metres out to the left hand side of the post. Johnson asking for the ball back inside. Into the hands then is it of Peachy. Yeah, Peachy it is, and he's now taken down. Still a couple of tackles left in the bank here. Johnson in there, dummy half. Brings it right into the hands of Morgan. Now finds Connor Fitzsimmons. And can he scrape out of the tackle? Connor Fitzsimmons! He can!
Wow.
The Cumbrian against the Cumbrians. The former Workington and Newcastle man, the Seaton Junior, has got over as we've just ticked over into the 66th minute, and he's that the dagger into Haven's hearts that they won't be hosting Warrington in a fortnight's time. Just give themselves too much time and the Eagles too much time at the second half, Dan, to just get themselves into that sort of territory and position. It's eventually paid off once again.
Yeah, they've not had, like you say, they've not had as much territory as they had in the first half. But yeah, from there, it's is it a bit of a soft try to concede? Maybe so. It's a little bit of a crash over from Fitzsimmons, and there's a handful of Eagle supporters behind the sticks there.
Yeah, they knew before anyone else.
No, but I didn't know if they were just trying to pull a wall over Tara's eyes there. But no, it's down about 3 or 4 around Connor Fitzsimmons. But yeah, he's certainly a big one, and he's got over for a big try as well as Eagles get a step closer towards a home tie against Warrington. We'll see if Whitehaven can come up with something. Probably maybe a short kick off. Yeah, maybe try and.
They got it after the Lily drop goal last week, and then of course went over for that disallowed Kieran Walker try, which Anthony Murray wasn't the happiest with when we spoke to him in post matches. Jordan Lilly does tag on the extra, so it's now a 12-point ball game here at the Steel City Stadium. BBC Radio Cumbria Sports Online bringing you second round Challenge Cup action. Sheffield Eagles 18, Whitehaven 6, 13 to go as we make it here at the Steel City Stadium. What will Whitehaven do? Will they go short? Surely they go short.
Got to.
If there's any scores, they need to score next to Whitehaven. Absolutely no doubt in that. Cole Walker-Taylor attempts to go short. Not as short as they were wanting, and it's collected by Joe Brown. And Brown's going to be wrapped up, put down onto his front. Joe Lowe gets the okay to continue, so we'll be back on shortly. Will the Australian halfback. In the meantime, the Eagles fetching this ball forward. Kieran Gill plays it 31 away from his own line, into the hands now of Martin Riley, and Riley pushed back.
Well done.
Held call comes in from Tara Jones as Riley will play the ball pretty much from where the previous play the ball come from. George Griffin now the man to take it forward, the former Castleford Tiger, stalwart for the Tigers over the years, comes in now into the hands then of Riley, and Riley it's done well there. Brad Brennan's got hold of him. Ellison Holgate helps him complete the tackle. It is the 5 and last, the 40 away from the Whitehaven line. Comes left into the hands of Morgan, and then that's going to be. I was going to say. She's given us a knock on, but that's because he played it to himself, and it was also 4 yards forward. So something had to be given, and it's eventually a knock on that's been given by our official Tara Jones, and it'll be a turnover ball. No, it won't be. Scrum down, heading. Oh yeah, turnover ball. Yeah. I thought she was signalling for a scrum down there. I was like, can't be that these days on the last. My interpretation there, not Tara's. So it is 11 and a half to go as we make it here at the Steel City Stadium.
Yeah, see what Whitehaven can do here. Just 10 or so metres out from halfway, so we've got a bit of a chance. This is probably the best territory they've had for a good 20 minutes or so.
Absolutely, probably ever since Mitchell Todd's no try.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt.
Keller into the hands now of Walker, into the hands of Nixon. Joe Law not back out there just yet, still waiting to get the go ahead from the fourth official, but it's into the hands now of Brett Bailey, and he only knows one way. He's trying to cement his spot in the sort of 17. Is Brett Bailey, had that loan spell back in 2024 with Whitehaven. Brad Brennan now finds Jake Pearce nearly through the line. There is Jake Pearce. Holgate in there at dummy half, will come right then into the hands of Keller. Keller then just shapes and passes and dummies and does what he needs to do, but it is the 5 and last. Burns in there at dummy half, 18 metres out, goes left into the hands of Walker. Walker will go not exactly crossfield, but then it's into the hands of Kieran Gill. Not too much pressure put there on Gill. Bickerdike just sort of legally was jolted out there, and now the Eagles come down the right hand side with Connor Bauer. Joe Brown once more, actually. They look very alike from this position, Dan.
Josh Hodgson and Matty Marsh as well.
Yeah. You tell them to get different haircuts, alright? But they're now fetching this ball forward are the Eagles. They make their 6th interchange. They marked sort of 10 minutes ago looking for the 40-20. Actually, it's Jordan Lilly. It's charged down by Jake Pearce, and it is going to be a fresh set of 6, is it? Yeah, fresh set of 6 as Harry Bowles has dived on the ball. So he's back out there to replace Corey Johnson. As Joe Brown once again now looks to take his side forward. 22 metres out, so that'll be first tackle, second tackle. We'll work it out in a minute. In the hands now of Martin Riley, as Riley continues to pump his legs, does Martin Riley, but then being pushed back but then they've come off the top of the tackle there, so they need to get back to the mark, as they do, but not in position. Bowles trying to take advantage.
That's a go.
Yeah, he's gone behind Connor Fitzsimmons, so he's had to take the tackle. Not too sure whether I'm a fan of that rule where you can just take the tackle. Obviously, previously used to be a penalty, and I might not say the same if Whitehaven man had the ball, so we'll move on. Lilly puts the kick in. Game management from Lilly and Cole Walker-Taylor, and didn't want to get near that, didn't want to put himself in a compromising position, but it means it'll be a handover ball 15 metres away, and this is all the Eagles need to do now, and Joe Lowe is back out there for what.
Yeah, that is literally, you've said it there, you took the words right out of my mouth. That is exactly what they need to do, and that's what you expect from someone like Jordan Lilly, just a really experienced operator, and he just knows how to manage a game, and that is that's what we're seeing from him here.
Under 9 to go as we make it here. It's into the hands now of Brad Brennan, and he's going to try and take his side forward. So with Joe Lowe passing his HIA, Whitehaven still do have that one interchange remaining as we head into sort of the final 8.5 minutes. Alison Holgate's brought down. No, they don't, because Mark Shackley's just come on to replace Brad Brennan. So now Whitehaven out of interchanges for the final 8.5 minutes here. That's a lot better than potentially 20 as it might have been earlier on. But it's into the hands now of Holgate, who's in at dummy half. Will he come into the hands of Kellett, and Kellett sidesteps.
Had to.
Holgate lining way to dummy half. 6 again in favour of Whitehaven. Just their second one. Kieran Walker. Ben Pearce is his side. It's into the hands now with Mark Shackley, and Shackley trying to take his side forward. The former Whitehaven captain, of course, finds his front, but he's facing his own posts, so he'll have to turn as he gets up and plays the ball. Comes into the hands now with Kellett. Kellett then out the back to Joe Lowe. Into the hands now with Cole Walker-Taylor. Finds Jordan Burns. Burns is going to try and take his man on. Taken down there is the Whitehaven captain. 20 metres out. 5 in from this near side touchline. Walker-Taylor in there at dummy half. Into the hands now with Joe Lowe. Finds Kellett. Then finds Holgate. Holgate then finds Kieran Walker. Knock on. They're going to call for the tackle on Kieran Walker without the ball, but they only had no ball because he knocked on, so you can't really blame anyone for that, and it's going to be a scrum down, head and feet to the Eagles. 7 minutes or so to that full-time hooter. Yeah,
we were getting towards now or never territory, I think, for Whitehaven. If we got over there, it would have made an interesting final few minutes. But yeah, it's we'll have to see how the Eagles do here. But yeah, you can't. It's as Steve-O once said, up the jumper time, I think.
Are we allowed to quote him on BBC? Oh, you've done it anyways, I don't know.
Of course we are. He's probably listening.
Terra Firma,
yeah.
He's got snow. He's got snow on. I'll tell you what he would be calling for. He'd still be calling for a drop goal. He'd still be calling for a drop goal.
Got to.
Sounds like R2D2 behind us. Bowles in there at dummy half. Oh, that looks forward from here, just for me. There's no one else really calling for that, so maybe just the angle we were as it looked onto Martin Riley, but they've pushed Riley back there. Held call came eventually. Oh, come on. Just the third penalty of the second half at either side. 5 penalties for the Eagles, 4 for Haven. Jordan Lilly with ball in hand. And he's made plenty of meterage on that one. 30 metres or so on that one is Jordan Lilly. Meterage. Nice. I'm not yeah, well, we play in metres and then we all talk about yardage. So I've gone with meterage instead. John Farrell's nearly through. As he's now 10 metres out, the Eagles on the front foot. So this could be curtains for Whitehaven. It will be curtains for Whitehaven if the Eagles go over here. 9 metres out. Ball's in there at dummy half. Goes right into the hands of Riley. Riley's trying to escape the clutches of Jack Kellett. He's brought down.
They've had a few battles.
They have.
Last few minutes.
Ball's once more in there at dummy half. Comes left into the hands of Morgan. Centre field now. Into the hands of Lilly. Left. It Farrell once more. Gets the offload away. Matty Marsh. It's forward. Comes up the hands of Marsh.
Don't need to do that. Don't need to do that.
Oh, I was expecting an attendance there.
Not many.
Is he here? He's a big man here.
He's always here.
I'm not going to argue, but I feel like there was a huge shout for Jordan Lilly just for this defensive effort this afternoon.
Yes, without doubt, absolutely, yeah. But I think Faz has been pretty good as well. So, but yeah, we'll try and get an attendance for you as well. Yeah. It's probably 500 maybe.
Yeah. 4 goals left. There'll be a lot more here if Wellington are here in a fortnight left. You can say that one. As Mitchell Todd's going to be picked up, put back. a metre or two, plays it 12 metres out into the hands now with Ethan Bickerdike. The line speed from the Eagles really good. Bickerdike gets the offload away into the hands now with Ellison Holgate, and there's going to be some broken field here. He's tried to step up, nearly through there. Joel Farrell dove at the legs and missed Ellison Holgate. Oh, there we go, fantastic. Ben Pearce now fetches it forward. Oh, you weren't far off, Dan. You weren't far off.
Yeah.
So Ben Pearce plays the ball into the hands then of Joe Lowe, pops it up now for Jack Keller, and Keller's trying to come back to where that players came from, met there by Bowles, and then Martin Riley helps him complete the tackle. 10 short to halfway, 4 to go as we make it. Shackley now finds Cole Walker-Taylor, then finds Caden Walker. Walker look to step back inside. We're coming back for the late hit on Cole Walker-Taylor. No, we're not, it's the 5 and last. And the Haven's 43 metres away from the Eagles line here. It's into the hands of Joe Lowe. Lowe gets the kick up, and then that's bad. That is bad. Yeah, that's bad. And then we're all in.
That's.
Excuse me. Has she stopped the clock? No. That's fine. No, clock hasn't been stopped. Just making sure.
Really bad.
That was bad.
Bad from
that,
Jordan Lilly.
Yeah,
that could be. It's definitely going to be the end of his game, but. Just diving at the legs.
Yeah, to be fair, this suits the Eagles, Dan. Because there's got to be. But just in terms of the still meeting minds here, Jake Pearce has really took an exception to that, and I'm not surprised he's took exception to it. Let's say that, but we still haven't stopped the clock, so that's 3 minutes to go now as I make it. Timekeeper's right behind us, so I'm sure they'll keep us informed as well. It is going to be a penalty up there. I think that's what Tyler Jones is pointing towards, and Jordan Burns just saying you need to deal with that towards Adam Williams, the match official. We've seen him referee Whitehaven quite a few times in League One as well last season. Yeah. Clock stopped by the timekeeper behind us. You could have done that 2 minutes ago, pal. Honestly.
Yellow at least, surely.
Yeah. Connor Fitzsimmons has been withdrawn from the contest. Tyler Johnson making note of that, but yeah, yellow at least.
Yeah. Greg not behind us, not happy one bit. What are you doing?
Yeah, you heard the shout.
And he's
absolutely
right.
I'm glad it wasn't more expletive than that.
True.
No, quite good.
No, it's very true.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Is it going to a back pocket? Are we changing our minds? What are we doing? I think we may be just discussing everything else that went on as well.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, but I think
surely, yeah. And he knows Jordan Liddy. He knows. It could be red. I'd be surprised if it's red, but I'm expecting more yellow here. We're going to back pocket. We are going to back pocket. Yellow. Yeah, yellow for Jordan Lilly.
Yeah.
So what's that? 78 on the clock.
Having a little pop at him on the way out as well, so which is to be expected in fact.
Yeah, absolutely, because that was
wasn't
horrendous.
Yes, not a nice tackle.
The match review panel will be taking a look at that one,
especially when he's already in the air as well. When he's taking the kick, and it's just at the legs of Joe Lowe. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
as
it
well.
was Joe Lowe.
He's been in the wars. He's been in the wars in the second half.
Nothing further, it seems, from Tyler Jones, just speaking to both captains out there, Joel Farrell and Jordan Burns, just saying, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And she's absolutely right, of course.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's see.
Right, so, Eagles down to 12, Haven have a penalty, 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Can they do the impossible with a man's advantage?
Impossible made possible. Could be. You never know. But yeah, it has to be a...
On in the words of famous sporting clothing brand, nothing is impossible.
Right, nice.
But Jake Pearce now fetches it forward. First contact, and he wanted that contact, didn't he, after being all involved in that sort of meeting of the minds, following that late hit on Jolo. Holgate goes left, then Jinks back right, then comes nearly through the line there himself, is Ellison Holgate. It's not 5 and last, they're 5 metres out. Keller looking to go himself, as well as Jack Keller. I don't think that was the play.
No, definitely not.
But he's brought down just to the right hand side of the post. Half a metre out. Holgate will go left. Going to the hands of Walker. Whitehaven look a little bit lost. He's going to put the kick in behind. It's going to be dealt with by Caden Gill. He'll just be happy to concede the goal line dropout yet again. Take another 20 seconds out of the clock.
You've got an extra man somewhere. You've got to use it, haven't you? And it's just not use the ball as well as what they should have done there, Whitehaven. But yeah, like you say, there's going to be a few more precious seconds off the clock here, which limits what Whitehaven can do in the latter stages.
The clock's still not stopped, so we're under 100 seconds as we make it here at the Steel City Stadium. Kai Morgan, of course, with ball in hand. There we go. That is the dropout. Joe Lowe has to dive forward to collect it, then picks it up and finds Jake Pearson. Pearce fetching the ball forward, trying to run away from Masi Matongo. I'd pick that decision as well, and that's another penalty for the high tackle. Really all too little too late for Whitehaven, but they're getting an opportunity to try and add some points, extra points onto the board here. Walker with the ball in hand, he'll take the tap, he'll find Pearce once more now, and he looks to take it forward, runs into a trio of Matongo, Griffin and Farrell. Plays the ball, Holgate goes left into the hands of Joe Lowe, now finds Walker, finds Cole Walker-Taylor, he'll find Ethan Biggerdike, but Kieran Gill is there and they're going to drag him over the touchline. Fantastic work from the one-man short defence, the Sheffield Eagles, and that pretty much might be our last action. Both sides might decide they've pretty much had enough out there. 40 seconds to go as we make it done. Great defence from the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely so. That's what they needed to see out the game. But yeah, it's certainly been for Whitehaven again. Anthony Murray must be really pleased with his side of just being able to compete with. I mean, we talk about salary caps and the salary bills. I mean, Eagles must be at least nearly double. But yeah, it's very good. A very good performance from Whitehaven. But again, just coming out on the other side of the result.
So the Eagles fetching the ball forward through Masi Matongo. I make it 10 seconds to go. The hooter is getting ready behind us here at the Steel City Stadium, so get your ready. He is ready. Joel Farrell's now the man. I make it time up. Still waiting for that. Bowles in there at dummy half. Comes down this short side then into the hands end of Josh Hodgson, and Hodgson tries to take the line on with Kellett. Low, Shackley involved in that tackle. 8 short of halfway. 6 again in favour of the home side. And it's now Masi Matongo, and there's the hooter here at the Steel City Stadium. It's Sheffield Eagles 18, Whitehaven 6. They will host Warrington here in a fortnight, will the Eagles.